We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm Carla Davis, principal here at Greathouse Traditional Elementary School, and I would like to welcome you to Greathouse Elementary for the 2022-23 school year. We have about 90 new kindergarten students joining our school and about 30 students in grades 1st through 5th. So we're delighted that you chose this program, and we're extremely proud of our school, and hopefully by the end of tonight, you'll know all there is to know about Greathouse. So a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. If everyone could please remain on mute throughout the presentation, that would be helpful. And right now everyone is on mute. You will have questions as we go through our presentation. Please utilize the chat feature of our Zoom meeting, and we will check the chat periodically and answer questions at the end as we go. This recording and the presentation with all of the active links will be on our website, the Greathouse website. And if you search Greathouse Chirac, and you will find a Google Sites website for Greathouse, that is our school website. So you can find all of that there. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started with our presentation. Okay, thumbs up. Can everyone see the screen that says new parent orientation? Okay, that's where we're going to start today. Okay, as I mentioned, I am Carla Davis, the principal. I've been around for several years. I wear several hats here at Greathouse, but the most important thing that I do is keep everything running by promoting our mission, our vision, and our core values, what we're all about here at Greathouse in the traditional program. I am the chair of the SBDM Council, which implements and sets policy for our school. I'm very involved with curriculum, instruction, and assessment. I work with teachers and staff, as well as families and the community, and I'm responsible for the overall operations of the school. Oh, let me go back one. Well, how do I go back? Okay, try it again. Okay, I like to start with our vision statement because it drives everything that we do at Greathouse. Our school provides a rigorous academic program in a structured environment, and those are two key pillars of the traditional program that you'll learn more about tonight. And by having those two pillars in place, our students leave us ready for middle school. And I love when families and students come back after leaving us and going on to middle school and even high school, they come back and they say, middle school was so easy, or high school is so easy. And that's because Greathouse prepared them so well. So I love hearing those stories. By the end of tonight, you're going to know about our expectations. You're going to know how to get involved with PTA and fundraising. You're going to become very familiar with the dress code. That's another pillar of the traditional program. And you'll have a better understanding of our system and rules for arrival, dismissal, behavior, etc. And I think it's really important that we know what we're getting into. It's kind of like, you know, when we were in school, and if you sign up for a chemistry class and the teacher comes in and starts teaching. I need everyone to remain on mute, please. And the teacher comes in and starts teaching a foreign language, we are a little bit confused. So we signed up for the traditional program, and by signing up for the traditional program, we need to know what we signed up for. And I know a lot of you have probably already done your homework and you know exactly what traditional stands for. However, sometimes we find that students or families want to come to Greathouse just because we have good test scores. This may not be the best program for every family, and that's okay. So hopefully by the end of tonight, you can make that decision. That's why we do this presentation early in the year, so that you have time to make sure you've signed up for what you signed up for. Now, I'm very proud to say that our school has received national recognition, not only once, but twice while I have been principal here. In 2007 and just this past year in 2021, we received the National Blue Ribbon of Schools Award traveled to Washington, D.C. both times to receive this prestigious award. What this means is our school is performing in the top 10% of schools across the United States. So our goal is to keep that going. Now, I could not do any of this by myself. I have a fabulous administrative team, and I'm going to turn things over to our assistant principal, Miss Angela Burns, and she'll tell you a little bit about what she does.
All right. Well, as Ms. Davis said, my name is Angela Burns, and this is actually my 12th year at Greathouse. This is my 5th year serving in the role as assistant principal. Like Ms. Davis says, we wear many hats. I'm the building safety manager. I'm the racial equity committee chair, so I lead that work in our building. I'm a member of the instructional leadership team, which means I support professional learning communities at our grade level team meetings to help teachers ensure good outcomes for all students. I provide professional development to build capacity in our teachers. And then I also support building and staff management and basically anything that Ms. Davis needs me and tells me to do that assists in our overall daily operations. So we together, again, just keep things running and proud to be a part of this school. I'll turn it over to Ms. Anderson, our amazing school counselor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Megan Anderson, and as they said, I am the school counselor. Some of the things that I do at our school, I do counseling core instruction, which formerly known as guidance, which just means that I see every class monthly, and we talk about topics relevant to the student needs in that grade level. I'm also the building assessment coordinator. Anything related to testing or assessment on a big scale, I help with that. I am the gifted and talented primary talent pool lead for our school. So I help with identifying students as gifted and then make sure that their services are provided in our school. I am the car rider lead. So I'm outside. If you have a student and you drop your student off as a car rider each day, I'm out there every morning and every afternoon, making sure that they get into the school building safely and they leave safely as well. I'm the Culture and Climate Committee chairperson. I provide student counseling both on the individual level and in small groups. I provide student leadership opportunities. A couple examples of that would be our Student Advisory Council in 5th grade, as well as the Gifted Girls group. And then one of the last things that I do is middle school transition. So I work with 5th graders to make sure that they are prepared for middle school. And I love being a part of the school community and being a part of this team.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Anderson. So here at Greathouse, our structure, we do have 4 classes at each grade level, kindergarten through 5th grade, 612 students in traditional program at Greathouse. You'll notice that our primary classes, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, all have 24 students, 28 students for 4th grade, and 29 for 5th grade. And these are state mandated class size numbers that we have. We are also fortunate to have a lot of supports outside the classroom. We have a part-time mental health practitioner who provides individual and small group counseling, social skills lesson, and mental health supports. This year, for the first time ever, we have a full-time nurse who's been very busy with COVID-19, so we're glad to have her. We also have an ECE implementation coach part-time this year, but she's going to be full-time next year to support our teachers and our students. We have a family resource center, and you're going to hear from Ms. Roper, our coordinator, later tonight. And we have a full-time English as a second language teacher and a bilingual associate instructor to help our families who are new to the English language. We have special area classes that all of our students are enrolled in and attend once a week for 50 minutes. And I've listed those for you to take a look at. Students are given assignments, they are assessed in these areas, and you will see a grade on the report card for each of these classes. Technology is very important at Greathouse. We do have that special area lab once a week, but technology is also embedded into classes on a daily basis. I'm happy to say that we are finally one-to-one with Chromebooks. So at the beginning of the year, every Greathouse student is assigned a Chromebook that they will use throughout their time here at Greathouse. We also have iPads. Some of our classrooms have iPads, and we recently received smart panel touchscreens in all of our classrooms and learning areas. Our classrooms are equipped with audio amplification systems. The teacher wears a microphone, her voice is amplified so that all students can clearly hear what is being said. Our school website is going to be linked on this page. As I mentioned, it's that Google site. That's an important site to bookmark. You can find copies of all of our policies, procedures, and lots of other things. If you are on social media, you might want to like us on Facebook. And we are at Greathouse Lions, and also follow us on Twitter. Lots of opportunities there. Now, the Kentucky Summative Assessment is the state assessment that all of our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students take at the end of the school year. And we started that today for our current 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students. You can see the content areas that students are assessed in. This is an online test now. Used to be paper pencil. Now students take the assessment on their Chromebook. We have this assessment each May, and our goal is for all of our Lions to score proficient or distinguished. That's what that P and D means, proficient and distinguished. Now, historically, we have a history of doing a great job on state assessments. We have been at the top of the state as well as the top of the district historically. And so our goal is to continue that so that we continue to be on the top. And we don't rest on our laurels. Even though we're at the top, we're always looking to improve and get better. Okay, I'm going to turn things over to Ms. Burns, who's going to tell you what traditional schools are.
So as Ms. Davis said, it is very important that you understand what you're signing up for by signing on to our program and being a part of our magnet. This program was designed to emphasize academics, moral values, and physical development in a structured environment. So that's really what sets us apart from other JCPS schools. There is a mastery of basic skills expected. We really work hard in listening skills, reading, penmanship. We still teach cursive in 3rd grade, while other schools have let that fall to the wayside. So some of that basic learning is focused on. Grammar usage, composition, spelling, mathematics are all things that your kiddos will learn in the traditional program. There's a study and understanding of history, government, literature, economics, sciences, foreign languages only in 7 through 12, and the fine arts. We want to make sure that kiddos are developing reasoning skills, inquiry skills, and can analyze to gain their own understanding. Again, that high focus on academics, expectations are high, and then we also have limited behavioral distractions, so a rigorous learning environment. On the next slide, you'll see that we also focus on the physical development of personal health. We have a PE teacher that works with your student 50 minutes a week. We also provide that outside time for 30 minutes a day so that we're always moving and keeping active. Traditional concepts of patriotism, courtesy, moral values, and respect for individual rights are taught and expected. Clearly established codes of conduct, dress, and lots of rules for operation are part of the traditional program. Again, those high expectations apply to parents, students, and staff. So all stakeholders are held to those high expectations. And really, to be successful in the traditional program, you have to be on board from the start. I just want to kind of caution folks that are new to the program. I think Ms. Davis said we have about 30 kiddos coming in at different grade levels other than kindergarten. Sometimes kids that enter from another school do struggle a little bit at the beginning. And if they are used to making A's and B's, they might come in and not be able to maintain that in our program at the rate at which we move and the rigor that we move with. The traditional program philosophy continues. We promote the development of students' intellect, physical health, and moral values again. And there is a big part of our program that requires self-discipline, self-direction. We want our students to own their learning and be responsible for their learning. It is expected that all students accept and comply with the guidelines set by the school, the rules, and the teacher is the authority in the classroom. Another part of the traditional program philosophy is that the parents, when you sign on to send your kid to our school, you are expressing an agreement with an active support for the school. The partnership between the school and the home is foundational to our program and a huge part of its success. Again, the primary function of the traditional school is to teach a coherent planned progression of basic skills, concepts, and knowledge that will contribute to the student's sense of purpose, self-confidence, and maturity.
So after all of that, the requirements for entering this magnet program is simply the lottery. You know, based upon your address, your student was chosen from a random draw lottery list. These requirements must be submitted prior to or shortly after the first day of school. We must have a proof of birth date, birth certificate. Your proof of address is very important, and I will say that your address is the reason that you're here. That's what the lottery was based on. I will tell you that falsification of address is a really quick way to lose your spot in the traditional program. If you move, please be upfront and notify our office so that we can get you to the correct traditional school. When we have mass mailings that go out several times a year, when those start coming back to the school, not forwardable or sent to the wrong address, that's our first key that someone has changed their address and neglected to notify the school office. So please make sure that you're honest about your address. Immunization certificate is required. The Kentucky medical examination form, an eye and a dental exam are all required. Excuse me. So as I mentioned, for the enrollment, JCPS sets those lottery guidelines for the traditional program, and then we accept the number of spots that we have available in each grade level. No priority is given to younger brothers and sisters of siblings already in the program, since this practice would be inequitable. Not all students are the same, and not all siblings learn in the same manner. So this program is only for students who learn best in a structured, orderly environment. There is no hardship transfer process in this magnet program. Just because your daycare is close to our school, that is not okay. It's only based upon your home address. So the curriculum, we teach exactly what any other school in the state of Kentucky teaches. We follow the Kentucky academic standards and the next generation science standards. As Ms. Burns mentioned earlier, there is no foreign language in elementary school in the traditional program. That starts at the middle school level. So the program curriculum, it's basic skills taught in a very quick progression. There is a balance of paper and pencil, hands-on, and technology-driven activities. We do use some textbooks and workbooks and online resources to supplement learning. There's a balance of whole group, small group, partner, and independent work. The workshop model of instruction is used across all content areas and all classrooms in our building. I do, where the teacher models the lesson. We do, the teacher practices the skill with the students, and then you do. The student works on the skill or concept independently. The key is the structured and orderly environment. High academic and behavior expectations for all students are also expected in our program. A lot of people have asked over the years, how is Greathouse such a successful school? What is the secret to your success? And really, there is no secret except that our children achieve at high levels because of the partnership agreement between the school, the student, and the home. Everybody's on board. Everybody understands the rules. Everybody knows the expectations. And we could not do that. Well, we couldn't do it without our parents, because our students come to school, they're fed, they have their homework, they're dressed, they're on time. That's all important in traditional school. So our students walk through the doors with a really strong work ethic already in place. So we have an advantage in that. But the PTA is vital to our support. And I think we have Miss Leslie Sweeney, one of our PTA officers, with us tonight. And I'm going to let her tell you just a little bit more about this partnership.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Greathouse. As you have heard, the PTA is a big part of the success at Greathouse, and that just starts with the parents and the families. We really lean on your involvement, and we welcome you all being involved with the school through the PTA, and we have lots of opportunities for you to get involved. So just a few things that our PTA does for the school is we help coordinate volunteers when there's special programs for the school. We will send out sign up geniuses so you can come and volunteer in the school. And then we also fundraise and help supplement the school budget. So in the past, if there's been playground equipment or security equipment or even Chromebooks that needed to be purchased, the PTA was able to do that through our annual fundraiser and just help supplement some of the needs of the school through the PTA. And so one of the biggest ways that you can help get involved with the PTA is just to simply join and be a member. We will have a membership drive in the fall, and typically the membership fee is around $7 per person. And we would love for at least one family member to represent each student in the PTA. Typically we have over 1,000 members, which is awesome when we only have 612 students. So we would welcome you all joining. And then we also have, like I said, many opportunities to volunteer. As you can see, we help with the box tops, which is another way to fundraise. We run Career Week. We help with the spelling bee, the classroom parties, just lots and lots of activities throughout the year. So we will give you an opportunity to add your email to our Sign Up Genius list. And so please do that and be looking for opportunities to sign up. We really need parents to pitch in. It's been difficult after the pandemic to kind of regain our parent involvement. So we're hoping that next school year we'll kind of see that pick up again. The other thing that you can do to help get involved is we do still have a few committee chair positions open. One of the biggest ones is our beautification program. So if you have any expertise in yard work or even helping coordinate volunteers, we would really love to welcome a new family to help us with this. This includes indoor and outdoor beautification and would be just kind of an ongoing position throughout the year. We also need a volunteer to help with our talent show next spring. That's just a really fun way to get to know students and get involved in the school. So we'll just be sending out a few of those chair position opportunities. So please check those out. You don't have to have been at the school forever to be involved. We really want all parents to get involved with the PTA. So thanks, Ms. Davis.
Thank you, Ms. Sweeney. Another great support that we have here at Greathouse is our Family Resource Center. Ms. Anita Roper, I think Ms. Roper is with us tonight. I'm going to let her share a little bit about what she does.
Hi, everyone. It's great to meet you. I am the Family Resource Coordinator for Greathouse and then also Alex Kennedy Elementary, which is just kind of around the corner from Greathouse. I am at Greathouse Mondays, Wednesdays, and payday Fridays. So, I give out information. You'll get, when you start getting my weekly emails and whatnot, I have a text-free phone number that anyone can use at any time. So it's not, if you have something come up, you don't have to wait till Wednesday or Monday or whatever. So my job is to remove non-academic barriers to learning. So think uniforms, think food support, housing support. I can help with just about anything one way or another. Also, I do all the health clinics. We have a dental clinic every year, and that is free of charge. And we send that stuff home at the beginning of the year as soon as we have things scheduled. So I take care of those things. I help with school supplies. I help with housing referrals for housing supports, for utilities. We have some small group stuff going on. We have WAGs therapy dogs that come once a week and meet with students. And we support attendance. We support all kinds of things. So kind of what I like to tell people is, if you need a resource, no matter what it is, check with me, and I'll do everything I can to get you that resource. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find the answer. Look forward to meeting all of you. And I work most of the year. I have 2 weeks off in the summer. So when I begin work again on July the 5th, and so that is when I begin taking orders for anyone who needs uniform support and things like that, so we can have everything ready for the beginning of the year. Welcome to Greathouse.
Thank you, Ms. Roper. Okay, so now we're going to get into some traditional program expectations. So what can you as parents do to ensure the success of your Greathouse Lion? I will start by saying that accepting a spot in the traditional program is a family choice. It's a commitment, because students are not successful in our program without parental support and involvement. And then we also expect parents to agree with and support all school expectations. And I will tell you, there may be some that you like more than others. However, we expect everyone to participate and agree on our systems and procedures. Reinforce our attendance, our behavioral expectations, and our homework policies. And we'll get into homework a little bit more in just a few minutes. And then also, what's really important for parents is participating in the homework process. So nightly homework, Monday through Thursday, is an expectation in the traditional program. We have a homework policy that tells how much homework each grade level has a night, Monday through Thursday. Now in kindergarten, that's going to be minimal, 5 or 10 minutes, but that number is going to increase as students get older. It's also very important that our parents review and check all homework. I know a lot of families might say, do you have any homework tonight? Well, a lot of kids are going to say, no, I don't have any homework, or, oh, I did my homework on the bus. Not in this program. Our parents have to actually see and check the homework. As a matter of fact, all of our parents are required to sign the agenda each night to communicate with the teacher that you have seen, checked, and understand the requirements and what is due the next day. So we ask that our parents help with that home school organization. That's a life skill that our students need, especially going to middle school. We ask that you make sure that notes and agenda planners are signed each night, and look, don't just ask. Check the homework for completion and accuracy. And then we ask that you review graded work, and all graded work is going to be sent home each Monday. We have a Monday folder that comes home. You can check the work and see how your student is progressing. We also ask that you check to make sure that school supplies are replaced as necessary, and we'll talk more about school supplies later tonight. And make sure that your child has proper rest, good eating habits, so they are ready for learning. So homework is essential to learning. And as I mentioned, Monday through Thursday night, you can expect homework. Now take a look. Nightly work includes, you're going to have the homework. You're also going to need to do some reading because all of our students have a reading goal. It's called an AR goal, which stands for Accelerated Reader. Kindergarten students, this is going to start in January, but grades 1 through 5, this starts first day of school. So each student has a goal of how much they should read, and that becomes part of nightly homework as well. Practicing math facts to achieve our math challenge. We have a math fluency goal for each grade, kindergarten through 5th grade, and you've got to practice. And that's just old-fashioned memorization. 2 times 2, got to be able to say 4. 8 times 2, 16, got to say it fast. So also long-term projects and unfinished classwork might become part of nightly work that's in addition to homework. So making sure that you have a pretty good understanding of what needs to be completed each night. And as I mentioned, Monday through Thursday is when you can expect homework. Homework is a part of the grade. We ask parents to sign papers with low or failing grades. There is a weekly update on the newsletter that each teacher sends out. So you will know the homework for the week. You will know what the students are learning in class for the week. We use agenda planners where students write their homework in their agenda planner for 1st through 5th grades. Kindergarten does something a little bit different that you'll learn more about from your classroom teacher. So parents are responsible for monitoring the progress by signing the agendas or papers, reviewing homework, checking class newsletters. I can't tell you, how many phone calls we get in the office, and the questions, I say 90% of the questions that are asked are answered in the teacher's newsletter. So please make sure you're reading those newsletters. Another way that's important for you to keep up with your students so that you know what their grades are and if they are missing any assignments is by logging in to Parent Portal, and you will receive instructions on how to do that in your student's first day packet. So you can log into Parent Portal, you can see what assignments are missing and how they are progressing each grading period. Now, another big cornerstone of the traditional program is communication. Communication is frequent, and some people say that it's a little too frequent, but that's what we do. Lots of frequent communication to help provide that continuity between the home and the school. So we have the designated conference days, one in the fall and one in the winter, and those are already on our school calendar. You're also going to have notes, letters. We have a referral system if there's behavior issues, phone calls, weekly reports. In that Monday folder, you will receive a weekly report so that you will know your students' behavior progress as well as their work and study habits progress. That comes home on Monday, it reports the previous week's progress. You're asked to sign and return it on Tuesday. Make sure that you do sign it and return it on Tuesday because that's part of Monday night's homework. Okay, 4 report cards each year. So there's 4 grading periods. Okay, so our program behavior expectations, this is the cornerstone, regardless of what grade you're in, what classroom you're in, our school-wide expectations are be safe, be respectful, and be responsible. All students know those. Traditional schools operate calmly, quietly, and orderly. That's what sets us apart from other schools. Students are strictly accountable for their conduct. Teachers are expected to be consistent, firm, and fair in this area. There are constructive consequences, and we do have a referral system both for behavior and issues that happen on the bus. So our program places an emphasis on personal responsibility and self-discipline. An example of that, student comes home, says, "Oh, Mom, that teacher gave me a work and study check and I didn't deserve it." Well, if your first reaction is to say, "Well, why did that teacher give you that work and study check?" This may not be the program for you. Traditional program parents are going to ask, "Well, what did you do to cause the teacher to give you that work and study check. So we're emphasis on personal responsibility there. Your child is responsible for his or her own actions. And the faster that students learn to respect authority, the easier the adjustment to the traditional program will be. Now, I will say most of our kindergartners coming in have a seamless transition because they don't know any different. They think all schools operate calmly. We raise our hand to talk. We walk in a line. The issues we see are students who start in another school and come in later in life. And if they've gone from one extreme to the other, it could be some culture shock there. But most of our kindergartners do just fine. Most of the misbehavior we see takes place on the bus because it's a little less structured, even though they are supposed to have assigned seats, it's a little less structured. So a lot of, or the majority of our misbehavior happens on the bus. So I say all of this just to say that there are many rules and there are many policies here at Greathouse, but all of that just keeps everyone, parents, students, and staff focused on our main mission, which is teaching students. So as you can see, you know, there's going to be lots of rules. And I'll tell you right now, there's going to be some that you really, really love. And you think, you know, why don't all schools do this? And there's going to be some that you like, you think are pretty good. And there's going to be a couple that you maybe don't agree with and don't like. There might even be one or two that you hate or that you think is just wrong. What I'm saying is, this is a package deal. It's not a buffet. You cannot come in and choose what you like. You have to accept it all together. So the good, the bad, and the ugly, that's what makes us so successful. Now, to avoid all of that, we have a school handbook that tells you everything you need to know: policies, procedures, rules, expectations. It's located on our school website. The one for this year is linked there already, and we will be updating the new one over the summer and putting that on the website as well. It contains all of the rules, expectations, and policies. We ask that you be familiar with this book. Now, I know most of you won't even look at it until there's an issue, but don't let it become a coffee table book, or, you know, make sure that you're aware of some of the expectations. We do ask that a verification handbook form be signed by both the student and the parent at the beginning of the school year. And that paper will be sent home in your first day packet that you will receive when school starts. Okay, I'm going to turn things over to Ms. Anderson, our counselor, who's going to tell you about attendance.
All right. Another big part of the traditional program is attendance and punctuality. It is extremely important to be here every single day. The school must be notified when a student will be absent. We will call you if you do not call us, but please call us and let us know what's going on. A written explanation for the absence is required upon returning. And then EEO is educational enhancement opportunity. These are rarely granted, and a family vacation does not meet the requirements to receive one of those EEO days. On the next slide, you will see some different examples of absences that are excused versus unexcused. As you can see listed, the school hours are 8:50 to 3:45. You're going to do your best to make sure that kids are at school on time and that they're picked up on time. So some excused absences would be illnesses, obviously, religious holidays, death in the family, doctor or dentist appointments. Some examples of unexcused absences would be things like vacations, getting your nails done, extended weekends, appointments for other things other than medical reasons. So please make sure that you're kind of planning ahead and making sure those appointments for other things are outside of school hours. On the next slide, we have transportation, arrival, and dismissal. So one way we are different than other elementary schools is that parents are not allowed to park and come in the first days of school, first weeks of school. I know it might seem like something that is really heartbreaking and you want to take them in, but we've kind of found that tears come, and it's a hard thing to let your baby go, and you don't want to, it's just a sad moment for a lot of families. So with that, the separation is more difficult. And so, we kind of try to avoid those kind of things. So from the start, we teach our Lions to be independent and take ownership. And so therefore, we just don't allow that. So there are 3 different ways that students can arrive and dismiss, which are obviously listed on the slide. So we have bus, which routes with stops and times will be available mid-July or maybe even late July. The website is linked there, so you can check that at that time. You can obviously drop your kid off in a car, or we have walkers as well. So we will verify transportation in August at Meet Your Teacher, and that's August 8th. So we will be checking that then. All right, so a little bit more about bus riders. So bus riders enter and exit through the front doors of the school. Each bus is assigned a number and a color. Bus riders must ride on the bus the first week of school. In that first week of school, we will be doing transportation tags, and those tags will be placed on students' backpacks the first day of school. And this tag is going to include the bus number, the name, the address, phone number, and then drop off locations. And these tags, we would like them to stay on the student's backpack all year long. More information about bus riders. We have the school handbook explains the rules for bus riders. Students are expected to obey the bus driver and follow bus rules at all times. Bus referrals are issued for misbehavior on the bus. A bus referral impacts the report card behavior grade. So just keep that in mind. It's not just a referral to the principal, but it impacts behavior grade on the report cards. Then bus suspensions may be issued for 3 or more bus referrals or for serious infractions. On to car riders. Car riders may arrive between 8:30 and 8:57 a.m. through the car rider gym door. Plan on an 8:30 to 8:45 a.m. arrival. Car rider arrival and dismissal takes place in the car rider line only. Students may not walk to or from the church lot, side streets, or parking lot during arrival and dismissal. The cars need to follow the line and follow all those guidelines, and more information about how we drop off will be coming soon. More information, car riders. All car riders should be in the building by 9 a.m. The car rider line closes at 8:57. If you arrive after that time, you must park in a visitor parking space up front and call the office. A staff member will be out to assist you. So you'll see somebody standing at the beginning of the car rider line, and you'll be directed to the front of the school where you'll park and have to call in to get someone to come out and help you. So students who arrive after the close of the car rider line are counted as late arrival, and then students who arrive after 9:05 are marked with an official tardy. Car riders are dismissed after the 3:45 p.m. bell rings, and all car riders must be picked up by 4:05 p.m. A car rider tag, it'll be yellow, must be visible. If you don't have a tag, you don't get a student. Even if you've seen my face 1,000 times out on the car rider line, if you don't have the tag, we can't give you your child. So additional car rider tags are available for $1. Hopefully you can avoid that. But again, if you don't have a tag, you don't get a student. Students may exit the car on the passenger side of the vehicle only for safety reasons. We can't get out on the driver's side and walk around. They have to go out the passenger side of the car. A diagram of the car rider line is included in your school handbook. The front of the building is designated for buses and is off limits to car riders during arrival and dismissal times. So from 8:30 to 8:57 and then 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Students need to learn their car rider numbers, the same number entire career as a Greathouse Lion. If your child is not in the gym for carpool or doesn't hear his or her number, you will be asked to pull to the front designated space for assistance. There is a grace period for kindergartners. So if you have a kindergartner lion coming in, they will be given a number on a popsicle stick to hold at the beginning of the year. So if they don't know their number right off the bat, they'll have some time to sort of learn that number. The front of the building is a fire lane. Do not double park in the fire lane at any time.
Ms. Anderson, the only thing I will add to arrival via a car is that traffic is not a valid excuse for being late. And I will tell you that the traffic on Browns Lane gets pretty hectic around 8:45. So if you choose to bring your student in a car, you need to shoot for arriving right at 8:30. Our students actually go into their classroom at 8:50, which is 8 minutes before the car rider line closes. Thank you.
Mhm. Right, I think we're moving on to walkers. So students who live within 1 mile from the school may be dismissed as a walker. A notarized statement which lists walker procedures and expectations is required from each parent of a student who will be dismissed as a walker. This statement may be completed in the school office during Meet Your Teacher on August 8th when you are in the building. Arrival. So walkers may arrive between 8:30 and 8:50 a.m. through the front door or the gym door. Walkers are not allowed to cross any parking lots, front, side, or staff. They should use sidewalks when entering the front door and walk alongside the building when entering through the gym or car rider line. For dismissal, walkers are dismissed at exit 8, which is Taylorsville roadside intermediate hallway, after all buses leave the front parking lot. Parents wait outside this door until students are dismissed by a staff member. Students may not walk to park cars at any time. So if you can't just park in a church parking lot and have them, oh, you can be a walker today, you'll just walk out over to the church parking lot. That is not allowed. If you plan to pick your child up in a car, you have to change dismissal by calling the front office or sending in a note. And then you have to follow car rider procedures. And make sure to have a backup plan on rainy days. If you don't want your child walking home in the rain, then you need to make sure you change dismissal and have that plan ready to go. Walkers who cross Browns Lane need to circle the sidewalk around the bus loading area and wait for the crossing guard to help them across the street. And then lastly, CEP, Child Care Enrichment Program, the YMCA childcare that is housed in our building. The drop off for that is from 7 to 8:30 a.m. You're going to park on the side of the building, ring the bell to enter the blue awning door, which is also the gym door. You're going to pick up between 4:10 and 6 p.m. You're going to park in the front of the building and ring to enter the cafeteria door. So a little bit different procedure for arrival and dismissal. Make sure to take note of. Students may not be dismissed from CEP prior to 4:10. A change of dismissal is required if you need to pick up a CEP student prior to 4:10. For additional information, just call the YMCA and the number is listed there for you.
The most important thing about dismissal is that each student only has one afternoon dismissal. So they either are going to be a bus rider, a car rider, a walker, or go to CEP, just one of 4. Even if you know, well, Johnny's only going to ride the bus on Tuesdays. I'm going to pick him up on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but every Tuesday he's going to ride the bus. His afternoon dismissal would be a car rider. And then on Tuesdays, you would need to send in a change of dismissal note. The teachers have students marked as one afternoon dismissal, which is what they do the majority of the time. And keep in mind that a daily note must be sent. We log those notes to keep track, to make sure that all 612 of our students go home correctly. So we have to have these procedures in place so that we don't have any problems. So one dismissal.
I know that we are giving you a lot of information tonight, but I do want to just kind of go back to that car rider, arrival, dismissal procedure, especially in those first few weeks of school. We will have a lot of staff members present to make sure that every kid gets home safely. And so, especially in the car rider line, we're going to have folks telling you, move up a little bit, move up a little bit. And we're going to be teaching our lions to stand on their paws. Lots of directions happen during those first few weeks so that we can train everyone in the process so that it is successful all year long. So when our staff talk to you or request you to move up or fill up the space or remind you that we don't get out on the passenger side. Please just keep in mind that that is for the safety of your student. It's not that we're being mean. It's not that we're nitpicking. It truly is to get things moving, set the tone for the year, and make sure that everybody is as safe as they need to be. On any given year, we can potentially have 250 to 300 car riders, which is half of our student population. So just kind of keep that in mind. And there is a reason for the madness that it'll feel like those first couple of weeks, but just kind of be patient with us and please be respectful of our staff members as we all learn that process. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about entering the building after arrival and dismissal. Say you're coming in to volunteer. We definitely invite that after those first few weeks of school, after we get things running. But from 9 a.m. to 3:15, the process for that is you will park out front. You'll ring the bell on the front porch to enter at the front door. And we do ask that you do not ring that bell during the morning announcements because it does interfere with our PA system. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you see or hear that morning announcements are happening, please don't ring that bell. But typically you will ring the bell. Someone will greet you and ask you to state your business. They may also ask you for your ID. Please always have your ID on you. And when you come in, you will go directly to the front office. All visitors must sign in, and they also must wear a visitor tag to be in the building. As Ms. Davis kind of mentioned, we are very serious about our dismissal process because, again, we want to ensure that every kiddo get home safe. We need you to notify the office if there are any restrictions of who cannot pick up your child or custody concerns. We do need to have custody paperwork on file, so please make sure that you give us copies of that right away if you have those issues or concerns to share. Again, safety is our priority, so we do not send, again, one note listing changes for several days of the week. We want one note every single day that there is going to be a change. That, again, makes sure that we get our lines home the correct way. We can't take a child's word for it, even though I know that we have some really responsible 4th and 5th graders. It has to be a note or a phone call to the office. We cannot take the child's word for it. And then also, if a child is going home with a friend, say it's Friday, they're having a sleepover, that is fine. However, both parties have to have the note saying that it is okay for that child to go home that way. Students, that's okay. We'll skip that part. She went ahead of me. Early dismissal from school. If you need to, that's okay. It was just one little bullet. It's all right. Just making sure that it's a written notification. All right. The early dismissal from school. If you need to remove your child early from school before school hours have ended, you need to call the office. You will have to sign the official register to sign them out, and it will be counted as a tardy. The office staff will call the teacher for your child. A teacher may not dismiss them without this going through the office. That's very important. And again, the bottom line, part of the traditional program is we really do need your students in class. So, and we want them present every day. So if you can, please make every effort to schedule appointments and things that might disrupt learning outside of the school day. The next thing that we're going to talk about is school fundraising. And I can attest, it does take everyone to do their part to make our school successful. We do ask for your financial support in small ways throughout the year to continue to provide a top-notch education for your child. All monies earned go directly back into the classroom to impact our outcomes, positive outcomes for our students. So a couple ways that we raise money. We are not a Title I school, so we do have to do some fundraising. We sell coupon books for $25, and the school receives $12.50 of that to support technology efforts or anything else that's determined as a need. We ask that you go ahead and link your Kroger Community Rewards. That's a very easy way to give back to our school. And you can do that at the Kroger website there. Just select our school, and that gives us cash back all year long if you shop at Kroger. Target credit cards do the same thing. So just link our school. Office Depot will also give us 5% of purchases, and our school ID is right there. We also have an Amazon Smiles. If you're an Amazon shopper, And then there's also My Coke Rewards. So lots of small ways. If you can't help financially, you can sign up for those other ways to give back to the school. Community involvement. We teach our Lions to be globally, culturally competent citizens in alignment with our Backpack of Success skills work. We are a we school that makes sure to empower students and help them recognize that they can make a difference in the world around them. Some of our partnerships include working with RAC of Louisville, Random Acts of Kindness, the American Red Cross, Children's Hospital Foundation, the Crusade for Children. We've done drives for Dare to Care, Fun for the Arts, Jump Rope for Heart, Metro United Way. We always participate in Mayor's Give a Day. And with our We Schools, those projects are student-led and student-driven based on interest of the students, which are my favorite. We've partnered with the Humane Society, Keep Louisville Warm, Forgotten Louisville, and various veteran organizations. Our second grade Lions just completed a campaign to recognize our healthcare heroes. So a lot of community involvement, teaching our Lions to be globally, culturally competent citizens. Next slide. We also encourage everyone to get involved beyond the classroom because this helps us feel a sense of belonging and feel connected to our school. So some of the extracurricular programs that we offer here are academic teams in 4th and 5th grade. We have a quick recall, problem solving, and our kiddos also participate in the written assessment. We also offer band and orchestra to our 5th grade Lions. In years past, COVID took this off of the plate for a few years, but hopefully we're going to get it back this next year. We have basketball for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, cheerleading for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. We have chess for kindergarten through 5th, cross country for kindergarten through 5th. We have safety patrol in our 5th grade Lions. We have a student technology leadership program that are STC and technology teacher leads. We have a student advisory council and a gifted girls group. Make sure to watch out on those weekly newsletters to see how your Lion can be involved, because we strongly encourage that outside of classroom participation. Part of that, all students who do participate in the extracurricular activities must meet the academic and behavior requirement in order to be able to participate. So we ask that those students maintain a C or an SP average or above in each subject area, including behavior. And then students who do not meet those requirements are placed on probation for 1 grading period. That means they're given the opportunity to get those grades up so that they can keep participating. And if they cannot meet the grade requirements, they will be removed from the activity. Nutrition services. So a breakfast now in JCPS costs $1.75 or 88 cents for students who qualify for reduced prices. Lunch is $2.70 or $1.45. And then breakfasts are typically grab and go. So they'll go through the line, grab a bag, and they actually sit and eat that either in their classroom or outside of their classroom door while they're waiting to go in. Parents are welcome to come in and have lunch with their child. We do ask that not happen during the first 2 weeks of school. So we won't let parents join those first 2 weeks of school while we're teaching and learning routines and expectations. That is if the guidelines don't change and allow that. So I just want to preface that right now we are utilizing our gym and cafeteria for space purposes. So it is hard to accommodate guests, but hopefully we'll be back to normal next year. Reservations are not required. However, something that you want to pay attention to is lunch times every once in a while will change due to field trips or special activity days. So just making sure that you're reading that school newsletter to make sure that there isn't a change in schedule. And then parents are encouraged to volunteer in the lunchroom. We always need support wiping down tables, opening packages, monitoring the students. Each classroom rotates, providing lunchroom volunteers throughout the year, or the PTA will also send out that Sign Up Genius where they recruit volunteers. So we strongly encourage you to sign up for that opportunity. The school lunch program, again, is a self-serve line. So the students choose their own food. They go through, they take their tray, pick their own food. The monthly menus are available online. We do ask that we not bring in soft drinks or carry out lunches from restaurants. So if you do come in and visit, we ask that you not bring your child McDonald's or things like that. So just making sure to leave that in your car. And if your child does bring a lunch from home, they need to provide their own utensils and napkins, etc. Each student will be given a 4-digit lunch number that they'll need to learn, and that will be their number throughout their JCPS career. Breakfast is served from 8:30 to 9 each day, and we start that on the first day of school. Again, that's the grab and go breakfast in a bag. We do have a snack break, so every grade level has a different time that will be provided to you when you come to open house, a student schedule, but that is student provided. So if your student doesn't bring a snack, unfortunately, they will not have a snack, so make sure that you send that daily. We do ask that those snacks are healthy, and then a milk may also be purchased for snack break time for 50 cents, and that has to be paid daily. Student supplies. The student supply list will be posted on our school website. And Ms. Davis, I think we've got some transitions on this slide if you can click through. So those will be posted on our school website. And also, just every once in a while, we ask that you check your child's supplies and replenish as needed. The 22-23 instructional fee will be $25 a student, and we will be collecting that during Meet the Teacher on August 8th. And, you know, Ms. Anderson said earlier that those first few days we don't allow parents to come in, but this Meet the Teacher on August 8th is your opportunity to come in, see your child's classroom, meet your child's teacher, and get them accustomed to school. So just know that there is the opportunity to come in and see what we're all about. We do not have a school bookstore, unfortunately, so make sure that you just are aware that you might want to keep a couple extra supplies on hand at home, because students will be responsible for replenishing those on their own. And I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Davis. Ms. Davis, you're muted.
Okay, as we finish up, we're going to take a look at SBDM, that stands for Site-Based Decision Making. This is the council that makes all of the rules and procedures we've talked about. They set policy in the following 8 areas. Meetings are the first Wednesday of the month at 4:05 in the Greathouse Conference Room. Our meetings are open to the public. There is representation from teachers, from parents, and I'm also on that committee. All of the policies, bylaws, and school rules are found in our handbook, which is linked on our website. Another big pillar of the traditional program is the dress code or uniform policy. It's strictly enforced each day. Our student uniform policy is also found on our school website, and it's approved by SBDM each year. We believe that a student's appearance should not distract from the important business of learning. And it may seem insignificant to you, but it's the little things that keep us on track and focused. So you will get a copy of this in your first day packet. However, I know some of you like to shop over the summer. So for slacks, colors are navy blue or khaki. The fabric is twill, cotton, or polyester. Denim is not allowed. The pants must have belt loops and a belt must be worn. The magnetic clasp belts are ideal for kindergarten students. Our pants or slacks are worn at waist level. They are classic. They are straight legged. Shorts are the same colors, the same fabric, must also have belt loops, and you must wear a belt. I can tell you that not having a belt is one of the more common dress code violations that we do see. A tip that I will offer to you is to put an extra belt in your students' backpacks. So if they forget to put that belt on at home, they can go to their backpack and put their belt on. Another thing that I used to do is lay out your students' uniform the night before and go ahead and put that belt through the belt loops as you lay it out the night before. Then your student will not forget the belt. Our shorts are also worn at waist level, and shorts must be knee length. And we define knee length as at the top of, on, or the bottom of the kneecap. Skirts are available in navy blue, khaki, and Beverly plaid, and we'll show you an example of Beverly plaid here in a minute. Same fabrics. Box pleat is our style, and you can see what that box pleat looks like. Our skirts are worn at waist level, also knee length. We do not wear pajama pants under skirts once they're at school. So if it's cold and they want to wear that to or from school, they have to be, the pajama pants have to be taken off in the building. We suggest that monkey bar shorts, and if you have a girl, you probably know what that is, are recommended if your student's going to wear skirts. So those are just little nylon shorts that go over underwear. Jumpers are the same colors. There's that Beverly plaid at the bottom. It's basically blue with some red and yellow stripes. Same fabrics. The pinafore, which is the V in that top picture, or box pleats you see in the middle picture. Jumpers are also knee length. We don't wear pajama pants. And again, those monkey bar shorts are suggested. Shirts can be the knit polo with a collar. These can be long or short sleeve. Solid white, solid red, solid navy blue. Our 4th and 5th grade students may wear solid light blue, but light blue is reserved for our upperclassmen, 4th and 5th graders only. Other shirts could be the turtleneck, same colors, again, light blue for 4th and 5th only. All of our shirts must be tucked in at all times. It's not required that you wear a t-shirt under your shirt, but if you choose to wear a t-shirt, it needs to be white, solid white. Shirts and blouses, also Oxford button-down cloth blouses and shirts are allowed. The Peter Pan collars, that's that rounded collar you see in that picture on the bottom. These can be short or long sleeve. They need to be solid white. Solid light blue is permissible, again, only for the 4th and 5th grade students. Sweaters may be solid navy blue, solid red, and solid white. There are 3 styles: the crew neck, the V-neck, and the cardigan, all worn at waist or hip level, hip length. And you must have a collared shirt or turtleneck underneath sweaters. We've already talked a little bit about belts. Solid black, brown, solid navy blue, no oversized or ornamental buckles. And we do require that belts be worn with clothing with belt loops. And as I mentioned, those magnetic fasteners are accepted. Socks and tights may be solid white, navy blue, or red, must be worn at all times and must be clearly visible. Shoes must be worn at all times, laced, fastened, or tied. There are some shoes that we do not allow, such as boots, flip-flops, shower house shoes, jellies, clogs, sandals, shoes with lights, or any shoe deemed unsafe or distracting to others. We do require that our students wear athletic shoes or tennis shoes on their PE days, and you will find out what day your student has health and PE. Hair must be neat and clean, reasonable length, free from elaborate designs, names, or letters cut into the hair. And we ask that hair have a natural color. Some accessories and miscellaneous items. Earrings may not distract or dangle. We do not allow makeup, brightly colored nail polish, glitter, or tattoos. In the building, there are no hats, caps, gloves, coats, or sunglasses during instructional time. Scarves are limited to religious purposes. No labels or brand name tags may be on clothing. We do not allow rolling backpacks. They don't fit into our lockers. No holes or rips in clothing are allowed. We do allow students who are scouts to wear their uniform on their meeting days. And uniform clothing should not be oversized or undersized. Now, we do have a little bit of fun at Greathouse. The first Friday of each month, we celebrate our school spirit. And that means that all of our staff and all of our students are allowed to wear their Greathouse sweatsuit, their blue denim, that could be jeans or shorts, capris, knee-length skirts, and then their school spirit t-shirts or any other t-shirt that says Greathouse. So if it's not the first Friday of the month and it's just a non-school Spirit Day Friday, you can still wear your t-shirt or your sweatshirt, but you wear regular uniform bottoms on those non-Spirit Day. Whenever in doubt, take a look at the school calendar. And here's some examples of Spirit Day. Now, we do have some dress code violation steps that you need to be aware of. The first violation, let me start off by saying the first couple of weeks is a grace period. Teachers will send notes and communicate and help you learn the dress code. But after that grace period, the first violation, the first offense is a violation form sent home. The second is a phone call with an additional violation. And the third, a phone call and then a change of clothing is requested. Now, we do have a kindergarten camp to help our Lions get ready for learning. Ms. Burns, are you talking about that or am I?
I think I'm so
That's Ms. Anderson.
Yeah, so we are offering a kindergarten camp August 3rd through 5th. There's obviously more details are going to come, I guess, in the mail over the summer so that you guys will have more information as we get closer to it. But students will have an opportunity to meet their teacher and learn the Greathouse way and practice those expectations and feel really comfortable and ready to start that school year. So teachers will assess the kindergartners' readiness skills through a little test that they give. And then students will also learn routines and procedures as well as expectations for various areas of the building. And we like to do that just again to help those kindergartners feel more comfortable coming in those first days of school. Also would like you to mark your calendars for a back to school skating party. The time and date looks like to be determined. But the meet your teacher, as we have said multiple times throughout this presentation, is on August 8th. Wednesday, August 10th is our first day of school. And then classroom assignments will come through the mail in late July. So you'll learn what teacher your child has. And then also we have August 23rd, a format and times to be determined, but we have a fall open house. And this is just for parents only. We have a school-wide broadcast for the PTA and administration team. And then teachers will present curriculum, classroom procedures, schedules, routines, expectations, etc. So it is really, really super important that you attend. So we'd like you to go ahead and mark that calendar.
Okay, and we wanted to close tonight with our mission statement because it explains everything that we do. Upholding this through our daily actions is how we are able to continue our long history of academic success and greatness known to be associated with Greathouse. Our mission statement is the staff at Greathouse Shyrock Traditional Elementary School is committed to providing a traditional learning environment where each student is responsible for his or her own academic and physical well-being in order to become a contributing member of our diverse society. And lastly, we just want to invite you again to follow us on Twitter. Our handles are there at GH Principal, at Greathouse AP, at GH Council. And our Facebook page is at Greathouse Lions. That will give you a snapshot really of what our school is all about. We talked a lot about rules tonight, but that will give you a picture of academics, happenings around the school. So make sure to check those out. Remember, you can always contact us through the school office number at 485-8259. And our office hours are daily from 8 a.m. to 4:30. And then this last QR code is that link to the Greathouse website that Ms. Davis has already mentioned. It is a Google site. If you just click our school in a web page, you might get an old site, but make sure you're going to the Google site. Lots of information to be seen there. We appreciate you being here tonight. And I know that we have some questions in the chat. So I will read those, Ms. Davis, if you want to kind of field them. Let's see. The first one, and if there are personal issues about being out of the country or a specific family related issue, like if you could just give us a call at the office and we'll address those with you individually. So Someone asked about having a foreign language in grades 7 through 12. Yes, in the traditional program, unfortunately, we do not have foreign language at the elementary level. That begins when they get to middle school in the traditional program in JCPS. What is the average amount of homework each night for kindergarten students, and does it vary from teacher to teacher?
It does not vary from teacher to teacher because our teams of 4 at each grade level plan together. So regardless of what class your student is in, they will have the same reading assignment, the same reading homework for the week. The average amount, I think, as I mentioned, I would expect between 5 and 10 minutes a night. The good thing about kindergarten is that you will know the homework for the entire week. So if you have soccer practice on Wednesdays and you know you're not going to be able to do homework on Wednesdays, you can do a little bit more homework on Monday and Tuesday to account for that.
And again, if you have specific questions about your child's immunization specifically, or what is current enough, if you would just call the office and we'll address that through individual phone calls. We did already address that they will get homework daily, Monday through Thursday. Will there be a kindergarten camp? Again, yes. We hope to see you there. That really does help our Lions adjust quickly. Are kids allowed to bring home food, or are there any restrictions?
No, students are allowed to bring food from home. Now, sometimes there may be a peanut allergy in the classroom, and we may have to make some adjustments for that. But currently, students are allowed to bring their food, their snacks, and their food from home.
This is a great question, something we did not touch on at all. How do kindergarten teachers support students who are already reading upon entering?
Well, our workshop model of instruction that I do, we do, you do is the perfect setup for addressing different levels of how students perform. So the teacher is going to teach the skill to everyone. They're going to do some practicing. And when it comes time to do the independent practice, you're going to find that students are in different books, different levels. So if I can walk into a kindergarten classroom and I'm going to have some students who are just looking at picture books and ABC books, and I'm going to have others who are reading 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade books. So the workshop model really allows for that differentiation.
Another way that we differentiate is through our FINE instruction. That stands for Fostering Individual Needs Every Day. And during that block of instruction daily, we either intervene or give some interventions to kids that need some supports, or we enrich for those kids that are performing above grade level and extend the learning. Are significant changes expected for the school handbook over the summer, or is it safe to be reviewing it now?
I think it's safe to be reviewing it. There may be some minor tweaks, dates updated, but for the most part, our policies and procedures will remain consistent.
Can a student be dropped using parents using, hang on, I'm trying to make sense of this one. Can a student be dropped using parents using car if bus missed or some other reason? Yes. If you miss the bus in the morning, you may drop your student off as a car rider. Every student, when they come into Greathouse, will be given a car rider number. That car rider number will be your child's number as long as they are here, kindergarten through 5th grade. So yes, just make sure to have that yellow tag in the afternoon when you're picking up.
The other part of that is, we really aren't concerned. Well, we're concerned that students come to school, but it really doesn't matter if they're on the bus or the car. We're not required to keep track of that. Our concern is dismissal and how we're getting them home to you.
Yes. How many cars can be given a car number? Can grandparents pick up? Do we need to send in notes for a change of a person who is picking up a child, or will the number be sufficient?
So we issue, when you came in to accept your spot, I believe you were issued 2 car rider tags. We have additional tags for sale for $1 if you'd like to, if you lose one or if you want to purchase for grandparents. However, in order for someone other than the parent to pick up, we will need documentation of that.
Okay, the next question is about birth certificate, immunization. If you need to send those in, you can either scan them in and email them to Janet Copus, or you can bring them in and drop them off in the front office, and she will take those from you. The This one asks a 4-digit number for kindergartner also. The lunch number is a 4-digit number. That's across the board, all grade levels. And then any recommended shops for dresses.
You can go to any store as long as it meets the requirements. I know some families like to go to Shaheen's because they are a uniform store. However, you're welcome to go to Target, Walmart. You can find clothing that meets the dress code recommendations pretty much anywhere you like.
Will there be an orientation opportunity for non-kindergarten new students, or is that the only opportunity to meet the teacher? Meet the teacher is all grade levels. So everyone will have the opportunity to come in, see their child's classroom, meet their child's teacher. And we typically ask that students bring in their supplies that day so that those can be dropped off. And that's something that students don't have to deal with on the first day of school.
Our back to school skating party before school is also for all grade levels, K through 5, opportunity to meet others. And we will, in years past, we've had a new student social with our counselor within the first few weeks of school.
Can you specify hair requirements for boys?
That would be the same as for girls, neat and clean, reasonable length. Yeah, so the hair requirements are for both boys and girls.
Do we send any urgent communication over Twitter? Not typically urgent. We do send reminders of school events and happenings through our Facebook page and through Twitter, but mostly our Twitter is used to showcase the learning that's happening in our classroom. So if you want to see your student in action or see what kinds of things our Lions are learning, Twitter is your place to go.
And Facebook. The important information coming from school is going to be via email, our school messenger notification system. And that's how you receive notification of this meeting. So it's very important if your email address changes that you notify the school office so that you receive emails.
Okay, and Rawan, I'm just going to ask you again to call the office for that individual need. Let's see, what will the time be for kindergarten camp? It will be a half day, but we have not set that time yet. So again, those details will come very soon. And then, is a COVID vaccination a requirement?
A COVID vaccination at this time is not a requirement. And we still have some students who are wearing masks, but no, it is not a requirement at this point.
Okay, and then how do the children pay for their breakfast?
Okay, so payment can be made on a daily, weekly, monthly basis by writing a check. And you can deposit that check when you come for Meet Your Teacher. There's also a way to deposit money online through My School Bucks, and information will be in your student's first day packet that you will pick up on Meet Your Teacher Day.
Okay, someone asked, where can I find the uniform details on the website? We're having a hard time finding it.
I think it's under, without pulling it up, I'm not sure, but try under parents, click on parents.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's under the parents tab.
Mm-hmm.
Can we purchase school supplies now, or is the new school year list not available yet?
We have not updated the new school list. It will not change a whole lot, but we're hoping to have that updated by the beginning of the summer.
Is there tutoring available if my child is having difficulty in a subject?
Well, again, we do have that find time where students are provided with intervention and enrichment opportunities. We can also suggest some outside resources if that would. I know Kumon Math, some of our parents go there, but we don't have one specific place or person that we recommend.
Does kindergarten camp have transportation?
No, there is no transportation for kindergarten camp.
Okay, can you provide the email address where we need to send the immunization records, dental, vision exams? That is just,
I'll type it in the chat.
okay, and that is janet.copus jefferson.kyschools.us. All right, is there a backpack requirement? Example, are there certain patterns we cannot use? So there is not a uniform policy on our backpacks other than they can't be the ones with wheels or the tops that extend because those just have a firmer back on them and they will not fit in our lockers. So no backpack requirement. They don't have to be solid colors or anything like that. They can express their personality through their backpacks as long as it's school appropriate. And then where can we find out the school bus route and their bus number?
That will be on the JCPS website beginning about middle to end of July. Currently, what's on there is this year's bus routes and numbers.
Oh, this is a great question. Is there a format template for the note that needs to be sent when there's a change of transportation?
Yes, there is, and that will be included. That's an addition to our school handbook that we will include. We'll also include a copy in our first day packet so that you have all of the information on there that we need.
And that was the last question. Oh, one more. Do you encourage the labeling of students' supplies and clothing and other items such as backpacks, lunch bags? I would say yes to the backpack, to the lunch bags, to things like that, water bottles. However, the notebooks that you bring in, a lot of teachers will make labels for your student, and they like to do that together as a class to get everybody organized and on the same page. So I would not label those basic supplies that you're bringing to meet the teacher, but yes to everything else.
Okay. All right, great questions. We're going to post tonight's presentation again, along with the slides so that you can take a closer look. We look forward to welcoming you to our school. We will send out some emails over the summer and with specific times for Meet Your Teacher. So we will officially see you on that date. Thank you for joining us.
We do have a few more questions if you guys just want to stay on, and we'll let everybody else kind of log off and we'll address those last few questions.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. We're excited to have your lion. Okay, the next question, are there any other helpful tips that we can start doing with our kindergarten students to get them ready for school? I have a couple in mind. The first thing that you want to start practicing with your student is that self-efficiency so that they can get themselves dressed. They know how to button their pants. They know how to do their belt on their own. That is very helpful to our kindergarten teachers. So just self-sufficiency in that regard. And then another thing to also think about is helping them and training them to do their own seatbelt if they're going to be a car rider, to open and close their car door, some of those things that will make them more independent that first week of school. Can you all think of other things?
I would also add recognizing and possibly even writing at least their first name and then start working on some letter ID.
Yes, those are all good things. Numbers 2. Do you recommend an extra pair of clothes in case of any emergencies? We do have a stash of extra clothes up front in the office. If your child has a medical need that they might have a lot of accidents, you could provide that in their backpack, but we do have uniforms on hand in case accidents happen. Let's see. The recording will be posted on our school website. It will be too large to send in the email, but we will post it on the school website. And then yes, Meet the Teacher Day is August 8th, and the first day of school is August 10th. That is correct. And I think that's it.
All right. Okay,
All right.
I'm going to end the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.